#1 in the world. He's the youngest competitor here at the '96 X Games, Parks Bonifay. A young man to watch.
Riders are judged by performing 5 predetermined tricks per pass. On the second run, an optional 6th trick can be added for bonus points. Execution of the tricks accounts for 2/3 of the rider's score. Bigger tricks like a Mobius or a Hoochie Glide bring bigger points. The rest of the score is based on the judge's impression, and they're looking for height, style, and overall intensity. Fall, and their run is done, but they'll get credit for the tricks they've completed.
Parks Bonifay is absolutely the hottest sensation. He's coming into the X Games fresh off the U.S. Open win just a few weeks ago.
Parks started off his run with a gigantic air railie into a scarecrow, which is a frontside front roll to revert.
The third of 5 tricks here.
A tantrum to Fakie. He landed that trick backwards. And there's a switch stance crib, an air railie where he took off backwards and landed forwards. And oh my goodness, the S-bend, a trick that Shannon Best invented and Parks Bonifay perfected. What a first pass.
No, it isn't.
Here comes the air railie. Huge angle into the wake. Look how high he is, fully extended, at least 15 feet up in the air, and a smooth, clean landing for Parks. Now here's a tantrum to Fakie, the third trick of his pass. He comes into the wake backside, does a backside backflip, but watch, right at the end there, he flips the board around and he lands it in the backwards position. Unbelievable.
The round of 16 rolls on. Parks Bonifay. This will be whittled down to 10 competitors. He has 25 seconds on his second pass and an optional wild card trick at the end.
There was a switch stance front flip, a front flip where the board started backwards and then landed backwards. There's a tantrum, a little bit different than the one the first pass because he took off regular and landed regular.
If you're going to watch wakeboarding, you got to know the terms there. A half cab tantrum. Takes off backwards, lands forward. Time's going to run out for Parks Bonifay on his second pass. No wild card this time, but 2 huge passes. Launches him into first place.
Even though Parks Bonifay is the youngest competitor here, he's the one who's putting pressure on the older competitors. Looks like he's setting up for a huge trick just for the crowd. Ho! It's a whirly bird. The reason why he can do those tricks is because of the lightness of the board. In 1985, the first wakeboard ever, the Skurfer, burst on the scene. At the time, it was the best board, but it didn't have some of the features that the riders really wanted to.
Current world wakeboard champion Mike Weddington in the midst of his second pass.
Started off with the front flip to Fakie. Nice carve into the wake there for a half cab roll. He took off Fakie and landed forward. Tantrum, and he grabbed that tantrum. A little bit different than Parks. Mike put a grab in there, and the judges like that for extra style points. There's a frontside roll to revert. He's got 1 trick left, and it's an air half cab roll. Now, for his wild card, an Oriental. The trick where he does an air railie and then actually grabs the other side of the board, and boy, is Mike stoked. Mike's roll to revert right here starts with his left foot forward. He's a left foot forward rider. Good carve into the wake, leans way back, lands aboard with his right foot forward, and makes it clean. Now the Oriental. Mike did this for his wild card trick. Look at that grab. Beautiful grab. Brings the board right back down. Lands it. Great pass for Mike Weddington.
Good enough to grab third out of the preliminary field of 16. Let's go to Camille Devon. Long-haired Shannon Best out of Australia looking to take a little bit of that away from Parks Bonifay.
Starts off with a big Hoochie Glide into an air front flip. Shannon has a very unique style due to his training on the Ski Rixen in Australia. He uses the wake a lot different than the other riders. He also has a unique trick, which he's about to do right now. It's a trick he invented, which we saw Parks do earlier. It's the S-bend, and he nails it. The S-bend is an air railie with a full twisting Mobius, and Shannon Best nails it on this pass. Leans back extremely far into the wake, gets so high, the board is at least 15, 18 feet up in the air, spins it around, and lands it.
Ski Rixen, of course, where he trains and numerous skiers in Florida, is a cable system that runs all the way around the lake, and you don't need a boat.
Best starts off with an air railie.
Taking a lot of time in between tricks, it seems like the clock is running down fast.
He's very casual out there. You know, you only have 25 seconds to complete all your tricks as he does a front flip, but look at the amount of time he's taking in between tricks.
Clock is ticking down, and as he goes through his run, we've already seen more tricks than the 5 that are declared on his trick list.
You have 5 declared tricks per pass, and Shannon's last declared trick is an air back roll to revert, and he's running out of time. We have not seen the air back roll to revert. There's a back scratcher. I'm sure he's out of time now. But there it is, the air back roll to revert. We'll see if he's in time or not, but it does not look good to me.
For Shannon Best, the time did run out, and this is the way we wrap up the preliminary round. Parks Bonifay holding the lead. Sean Murray close behind, but look at Shannon Best, 6th spot out of 10, who will move on to the next round of competition. And when we come back, you'll see this man, Dean Lavelle. No major titles yet, but he and Zane Schwank will do battle for air supremacy when we return.